Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm headed out now. It is 6 o'clock on the dot. 6:05. 6:05. Should be at the first trap in like 45 minutes. Today it is me by myself, and we are headed out on. Well, me and you, are headed out on. This is our third pull now of the season. So, and I'll tell you, I'm expecting another really good day if we haven't had anybody pull our traps. And unfortunately, we do get a lot of that. But, they don't pull all of them, obviously, but you do get, I got 119, and I am buying more. So I did find a fisherman, and I'm going to get another 100. So when you buy them, the state of Florida taxes you 15%. Guys, I'm going to turn off these spreader lights. I can't see good in front of me. The state of Florida taxes you 15%. And turn off the backlight on the GPSs here a little bit. I know it's getting darker for you, but the lights on the dash really blind you at night when you're going out. I'm going out of the channel. Well, when you buy the tags, they tax you 15%, and it's a plan to try to reduce the total amount of traps that are in the state of Florida. There was a big boom back in the 80s when it was uncontrolled, and there's just too many, right? So for sustainability, they want to control the amount that's there. So when you purchase them, you get taxed 15%, so about 100, and I'm going to wind up with 85. So those 85 plus my 119, I'll have 204. So we're going to work really hard here this week and next week to get them built and get them out into the water. We got some really, the weather today is rough. It hasn't let up since we started this thing. We set the traps in the midst of that tropical system, and it's not getting any better. It is blowing 20, 25, 30 miles an hour. It's horrible, horrible, horrible weather. If you saw the last video that I did with my son, I ruined my third GoPro. The port that records the audio got water damage in it, and I have 3 GoPros that port is not functioning. So I did find an aftermarket company. I got it on order. It'll arrive next week, where it has like the GoPro 13, a little magnetic door, so it's completely sealed, works with the magnet. I'm probably gonna have to put a zip tie on it because I'm imagining that the waves will make it fall off, but we're going to try that and see, because it keeps the camera completely sealed. Today I'm doing a rig for my audio. I got the audio recording on my phone, and I got that in a Ziploc bag, and then I got the transmitter that's in my pocket in another Ziploc bag, because it's getting expensive. We're going through camera gear left and right to try to bring, these videos out there so you guys can see what it's like, but this weather is not going to let up, and I got to try to figure out a way to capture this video without ruining camera gear every single time I go out. We're just taking waves constantly over the bow, working all day. So hopefully this works. It's really, really difficult when you record the audio separately. Then you got to go ahead and match it to your video, and it creates massive files on the phone. So I don't know if I could record a very long video today, because it takes up a ton of space on the phone. We're going to try to go and see how much we can record, and then next week we should be back in business recording the audio onto the video as we're capturing it. But so far, excellent start to the season. We purchased a winch for the boat. So, today will be the trial and error with it and see what we have to tweak with it. Maybe the height. I'm worried that it might be too high, that I might not be able to get the rope all the way to the plates of the trap puller, because there's a lot of current, wind, and waves that move you. So when you stop next to it in the time that you go to put the rope through it, it might be too high. So today will be a trial and error day, but it's going to make it a lot easier once I get it dialed in. I don't have to pull them by hand anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the channel, and I'll start at the first trap, and it'll be like daybreak, but it's still gonna be dark. So I might pull a few and wait till the sun comes up a little bit. Got a lot of comments about the angles, and guys, I hear you on the first video. I wasn't happy with it either. I mean, I got the camera angles pretty good when we're sword fishing and when we're, you know, sport fishing. But when I'm doing the work for the crab, my back is facing, because I got a little table back there with a measure, so I can do all the work by myself, but my back is turned. So I ordered one of those headband things. I got it today. I'll see how it works out. Trying that, and then when my son is with me, you know, he's got a handheld camera that he can record. But we'll see how it goes today by myself, recording those angles. I also want to, when I'm ordering a new camera, will also arrive next week, try to put a camera in the back facing forward, to try to give you an even better look. You know, you'll be able to see kind of 360 all the way around. So let's get out of the channel, let's get to that first trap, and fingers crossed for another stellar day today. We definitely need it. Let's go. All right, guys, so just as I suspected, oh, check out this octopus. Oh, look at this guy. Check this guy out. Pretty gnarly. Let him go. Come on, buddy. So just as I suspected, guys, the winch is not working as it should. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you gotta make tweaks to your boat. And right now, I mean, I figured that this would happen with these traps here in the shallow water. It's not enough rope. I have to lift the trap off the bottom. And this thing is weird on my head. Hopefully it's a good angle. I don't have anybody else to see it. I gotta lift the trap off the bottom, and it's not enough rope to pull it through. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to shorten this pole, which is easy to do. I could cut, you know, 4 or 5 inches off the bottom of it, no problem. And the other thing is that it's not gripping the rope, so I gotta keep helping it with my hand. So from a speed perspective, it's not optimal. So we got some work to do to adjust it. And then really, once I adjust it, the only way to see if it works is the next time I come back out here and pull. So the whole idea with this is to, obviously, to save your back, you know, from doing all that manual work pulling them up by hand, but I also need to gain a lot of speed. You know, I purchased some more traps, so I got to be able to blow through all those traps, you know, in a day. If I got to come back out a second day to pull, then I have another fuel bill again. So the key is to be more efficient on the day that I'm out here and cut back on fuel. So see, this I should not have to do. And I shouldn't have to pull it all the way up either, but we're gonna get through today like this. Man, I hope this camera on my head is working. Feels heavy as heck. So see, guys, hopefully you can see it here. This is the measure. You got to put it on this little joint right here, and if it stays on top, then it's good. If it were to be short, it would go like that. So 2 claws. It is unbelievably slow now. Put it into perspective, I filled up this bucket last time, and I'm not even halfway. So looks like these are gonna have to be moved out of here. So, and that's a tremendous amount of work. So you gotta do, and you'll see it, because I'm gonna be doing it next week. I gotta come, pull them all, load the boat, and move them out of here. out toward the ocean side. And I was hoping this would still be a good pull, and then I could move them out after that. But once it's done in here, it's done. Now in here, we do get a lot of smaller crab. We don't have the big crabs like we could get out on the ocean side. But this, you know, it's a balance because it's a lot less fuel to pull here. And this year we started off really strong on the ocean side, but last year it was the opposite. It was weak out there, and then the traps that I had in here helped, you know, cover part of the fuel bill. But today this isn't even going to cover the bait that we bought for these traps. See, this is not optimal at all. I gotta be able to get that trap all the way up without having to bend over to really get my speed. There we go, I got 3 in here. This guy's, looks like both of these are gonna be good. Yep. There's 2. And see how this one comes down? That's no good. Oh, this guy might have 1. I think he does. Yes, he does. So 4. 4 claws. That has kind of been the highlight of the day. I started pulling first without recording. Well, at the beginning it's dark. I mean, you can't see anything. And then with these issues that I've been having with the winch, which I expected it to be, you know, when we got to change the process of how we do it on the boat. So it's not going to be exact. You know, the gaff hook, I still got to find a solve for that. I got it laying right here in front of me. So, but over the next few trips, as I tweak and change things, we'll get it dialed in and really be able to start picking up some speed here, pulling traps, which is what we need. I mean, I really want to be able to get to a speed where I could do 300 by myself in one day. I definitely can't pull the rope through the boom, but I'm hoping that when I get to the ocean side where I have them in deeper water, I will be able to pull the rope through the boom. This is just, can't do that. It's just too much manual work. It's got to be automatic. No, you guys are not big enough. Man. Nope. So last time we were averaging like 5 and 6 claws per trap. Now I'm kind of down to like 1 claw per trap, maybe a little bit less. So it's just not good. definitely need a lot more. And even if we were catching a clopper trap, but they were jumbo and colossal claws, you know, those are double and 3 times the size of the large and mediums, then you'd be like, you know, at least you're still making money. But these little claws, like I said, this won't even cover. I got 240 pounds of pig's feet. That was $133. And this won't even cover that. Oh, hopefully when we get out to the ocean side, this will be able to work easier. Even if I can't pull it through the top of the boom, but that I could at least be able to get the rope through here without having to physically pull the trap off the bottom with my hand. Oh, here we go. Got some good crabs in here. Look at this guy. There's 2, and this guy here is going to be 2 as well. So these claws right here, guys, these are jumbo claws. This is what we need to be getting all day. So 4. And I keep track. I don't know if you saw the other videos, but what I'll do is I'll link the other one, the previous pull at the end of this one. But I keep a log of everywhere we're catching. That's what I'm writing down here. So that I know where we're catching. You know, it really helps to, when you're moving traps around and you know historically where you've been catching and where it has been good. So for a time check perspective, we left the dock, me and you left the dock at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:05, and we are 8:30 right now. It's still not going to be as fast as I would like. Really thought I could be at that last trap at like, 1 o'clock. And the way that I'm having to do this, it's definitely a little bit faster than what it was before because I don't have to physically lift the trap. But you see this struggling here. Nothing. So we got to make adjustments to it. That's the bottom line, which I knew we would have to do. I just hope that in the deeper water, when I get to the ocean side, with the longer ropes, at least I can pull it through there without having to lift the trap. Right now I got to lift the trap off the bottom, and I'm holding the weight of it to run it through the plate. So that's a big thing we got to fix. And hopefully the longer ropes at least give me that ability. But unbelievably slow. This is not what I was expecting based on what the guys have been catching. Been catching a lot, so hopefully on the ocean side it's a little bit different. Oh man, when it's like this, it is a stressful day because all you're thinking about is your bills that need to get paid, and you can't pay them unless you get crab. So we're still hopeful. We got a bunch out on the ocean side. Sometimes it's slow in here and good out there, or vice versa. To go from 30 pounds that we caught to this is dismal. Now, I will tell you guys, if you did see the last video, and I told you like a full bucket is like 30 pounds, it is. And if you're wondering why, I put the total weight last time and it was under 30. It's because there's a lot of crab that we call floaters. And that's because when you cook them, the claws actually float in the water. And those crabs are not fully grown, the meat inside them. So the crabs, how they grow is that their shell grows from the inside out. You see that one right there? It's good. So their shell grows from the inside out. So this outside shell that's hard, the inside one will crack this off, and then their inside shell is soft. So you can squeeze them, they're soft, and then they get, they grow bigger and they harden. And then it'll take about a week. They'll get hard again, but then the claws that are big, the meat's got to grow inside it. So think of like your muscles. You go to the gym and you work out, and your muscles get big. Well, they do it from the inside out. Ah, buddy. All right, come on. That guy's no good. This guy might be good. These little claws are the one that I'm the most scared of. It's hard to hold them back with your thumb. So 2. And you see the bait cups are empty. I got to go down to Marathon and get more cowhide, but I've been so busy with getting the winch installed on the boat, wiring it in, getting it set up here, that I didn't have time to go this week. And now with these new traps that we bought, I got to race this week and get these traps built, cut the ropes, paint buoys, label the buoys, put the leads on the ropes, and get cement poured in these traps so that I can bring a load of them out when I come back out next time. So I got a tremendous amount of work. I'll be working on that, morning to night, to get as many of them done that I could bring out next weekend. Over the whole weekend, I'm going to bring them out. And then I'll move these out as well. I'll move these probably during the week, but it's a lot of work to build them. Normally you would do this in the off season, but I didn't have that contact. This guy wasn't selling them, and he put them up for sale, and I'm lucky enough to get 100 more. Really want to try to build up, like I said, I want to be able to get this thing going and really get it dialed into me and our boat so that I could do 300. I mean, it'd be a long day, 12, 13, 14 hours. If I could do 300 in one day, I want to build up to that inventory of traps. Nothing. Oh, Nelly. Oh, another octopus. So guys, these things love going in the traps to eat the crab. There he goes, you can see the ink. So this has been really, 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 really uneventful. Oh man. And if you haven't seen any of the other videos, what I'm doing here is I'm driving the boat to where I have them marked, because we dropped them in the exact spot every time, so that if it gets cut off by another boat, and thankfully this year I haven't had any cut off. Last year I had a bunch cut off in here, but like I said, it's been so rough that we haven't had any good weather, so there hasn't been any people coming out on their boats except the commercial guys. But if it gets cut off, because I know exactly where it is, I could see the trap from the surface, and here I'm in 6 feet of water. I could get my gaff hook and I could gaff it out, right? So I don't lose the trap. The gear is extremely expensive. All right, so I'm gonna pull this last trap. And then I've got, I don't know, probably another 15 more to go inside of here. Inside of Biscayne Bay where we're at. And if you haven't seen the other videos, or you're not from Florida, you're not familiar with Biscayne Bay, I'll go ahead and drop a picture here when I'm editing so you can see. But basically, the bay is really, really, really shallow water. And, oh, this guy got hit by a prop. Cut half of it off. I'll show you that now. And it's protected by the barrier islands all along the outside there. Oh, we got some crab in here. And this area here is completely different from the ocean side. Check this thing out. I hit by a propeller blade, cut half the buoy off. So this is a very popular spot to start putting traps in for everybody. And a lot of the recreational folks put traps in here, and it's really cool because, you know, all year long you could really get in here to pull traps. I mean, if you have a really small boat, you know, you got to look at the weather, because it could get nasty. Like the last time that I came out with my son, it was horrible in here. And again, that's the second video, the second pull. And if you haven't seen that one, like I said, I'll link it at the end of this one so you guys can see it. Ooh, we got a big one in here. Come here, buddy. You look like you got one. No, this is way too small. Yeah. Okay, this might be the best trap so far. 3, 4, 5, 6. Best one of the day so far. But again, you saw the size of those claws. None of those are any bigger than the large size, so even you can't really go by quantity. You really got to go by the quality, because the bigger the claw, you know, a colossal claw is 7 ounces or more, and the medium claws are less than 3 ounces. So think about it, you can have 3 medium claws to equal 1 colossal claw. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this trap dropped. We can get some music on, pull some of the other ones, and then what I'll do is I'll show you at the end of the pull here in the bay how I did, and then I'll bring you along the ocean side. And I'm telling you, man, hopefully on the ocean side we start getting some crab. We desperately need lots of crab and big crab. All right, guys, I am done inside of the bay. So time check, 9:30. So I did this an hour faster than I was doing before, but I need to be able to do this in like 2 hours. So I got a lot of work to do with this trap puller. Got to lower it. Probably got to put some shims in it, and we come out again and we test it out again, and and we see what other adjustments we got to do. But we got to get it dialed in so we could speed through these traps. But so we finished here. Well, me and you finished. We just got done, and not as good as we had on our second pull, but not really terrible. We got about 15 to 20 pounds in there right now. So that'll pay for the bait. Now what I need is for the rest of them, the other half that's out on the ocean side, we need them to cover this $350 fuel bill, 400 bucks. It's about how much I spend every time, depending on the price at the pump, but we needed to cover that and then get some more money for the work that we got to do to our new trap puller. And I'll show you guys here what it looks like right here. And so what's happening is that this is too high, and so I don't have enough rope to put it through here and pull it to these plates to start pulling. So I'm hoping that when I get to the ocean side, the ropes are going to be double the length that they are in here, that I might be able to do it, but I still think that this needs to be lowered another 5 or 6 inches. So that'll be next week's project, along with building all the traps that we need to drop. We got a lot of work, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this crab. I'm gonna put it in the cooler, get it in some water, and start chugging down to Key Largo. I'll see you there. All right, guys, so I'm on the ocean side. I've pulled already. I pulled like 25, 26 traps. And I really wanted to show you guys these traps right here. I got a line of 5. And again, today I want to be cautious recording, because this is, remember, I'm recording the audio. Yeah, this is a rig that we're doing here. I'm recording the audio on my phone, and it creates massive files when you do that. And I've got a ton of stuff on my phone, so I don't want it to run out of memory, and then we can't show you anything. So I'm gonna pull these 5. Hopefully these 5 come out like they did last week. I mean, they were on fire last week. So the first traps that I pulled, just to give you an idea, I averaged just under 2 claws per trap. So I got 1 more claw than I did on the last pull. So pretty much flat even. The only good thing is that there's a lot of big claws in there. So versus the traps that we were pulling this morning, those are all medium and large, and those you make the least amount of money on. So everybody wants the big claws. Let's see if I can pull this thing through here. Current's pretty slack right now. I tried a couple of them. Yeah, I go faster without putting it through there. We got to do some work, guys. We got to do some work. Guys, if you're wondering why I put a zip tie on it, it's because that way I keep track. If I pull it and the zip tie's gone, then I know that somebody pulled it. And if I get traps that are getting robbed a lot, then I'm gonna move them, because this is way too much work to come out here and have somebody stealing all your crabs, you know? This one looks like it's good too. Oh, no. Wow, only 2 in this one. So, not a good start like the last time. Last time, guys, I caught 30 claws in these 5 traps. And I was hoping they would be the same and I could show you, but I think we'll hit something here to show you some big, huge crabs. Caught a couple that were very, very nice. Colossal claws. So, 2 for the logbook. And I'm really trying to hurry because, I mean, this winch, even though it's got a bunch of things that I need to adjust and tweak, I am going faster than I normally would, and I would love to surprise my little baby girl. Be able to make it home, clean this boat, cook the crab, and take her for her walk. I take her every day for a walk around the neighborhood in her little car. She loves that little car. And she knows all the houses where the dogs are, and she waves and talks to them. So I'm trying to hurry. That would be a really good thing. Normally when I'm doing this by hand, guys, and I mean, I'll know when I get to the last trap. I think I'm probably gonna finish 2 to 3 hours earlier out here than I normally would. And we still gotta get faster than that. Because here in another week, I'm gonna have another 85 traps to pull out here. So we're gonna almost double what we have for traps. And that's all gotta be done in one day. I really do hope that this head camera is capturing everything inside of the traps. There it is. It really is not that bad of a day. And they were forecasting, this never happens, that they forecasted more than what it is. Normally they forecast lower wind and you come out here and it's horrible. I kind of been mastering this little workaround here. Oh man, a bunch of lobster in here. That's not what we want. This is not good. They come in and out through the little escape ring to eat the food. It's like a house for them. But it's not good. Man, I was hoping to show you some crabs. I got close to the end. I've got like 10 in a row there. And those always do pretty good. But Try to record some there too, but I would love to show you crab now. Crab season started off really, really strong. I really thought that we were going to be catching a lot more than this out here, based on what everybody else has been catching. Here we go. I got a big old crab here. Check this guy out. Look at this crab. This is what we need, guys, right here. This is what we need. Ooh, this guy's not too shabby either. Look at this. This guy's even bigger. See, this guy here already lost his claws, and you can see how they're already growing back right there, how it's black. They'll grow back again. Same thing with this guy right here. And then you'll see little tiny claws growing back. All right, so 3 claws, and I'll show you now. I'll hold it up so you can see it. This is exactly what we need. These are colossal claws right here. This is what we need. 3. Those do very well at paying the bills. So hopefully it doesn't just completely slow down. I mean, I've had trips out here I can't even cover the fuel. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. But hopefully, with the addition of the new traps, even when it's slow, we'll be able to cover the fuel, you know, and break even. You never want to go less than, you know, be running in the red. And I had trips like that last year. Thankfully, when the year ended, I didn't finish in the red. But we weren't that in the black either. So the addition of these traps really will help us out. And so I'll show you on the next trap when I pull it up. Each commercial fisherman has, we call them tags or certificates for each trap. And so like I have 119, and the way that you get more is you have to find another fisherman that's selling some, and then you could buy it from him. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the government taxes you 15%. Oh guys, look at this trap. In an effort to try to reduce the amount of traps, and I'll show you here, this is the tag right here, this little green, and that's got my number on it. And then when you purchase them from somebody else, you do the transfer paperwork to Tallahassee, which is our Florida capital. Look at this trap, guys. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. All of these are good claws. Then when you get your transfer paperwork, you can see here this guy got this big old claw and this little one here growing back. Then when you get your transfer paperwork, you have that letter on the boat, and it says that you bought X number of traps from that person, and it'll have their number on it, and then you have that paper. So if you get stopped, you show them the paper. Hey, this is not my my trap, but I bought these. And then the following year, when the new tags come out, they'll come out. Look at this, guys. This is what we need. Then you get the new tag. So I'm gonna have a total of 204, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna have a total of 204. And then next year, they'll all come with my number. And then those are yours, you know, until you decide to sell them. You could transfer them to keep them in the family. You could transfer them to your kids. So it really is an investment. And it helps, you know, if you want to generationally fish, it helps the families, you know. So you got one more to go in this line. That's how they all were last time. And again, man, if we could get a dozen of them like that, that would be phenomenal. All big claws. That is exactly what we need. So you'll see in the next video that we do, we'll be bringing these traps out. My son will be here, so he'll be helping me. And we're gonna get them all set, and hopefully the crab keeps moving the way it's moving. Oh, God. Here we go. This is another one. And guys, I'll tell you, if you have traps and you're recreationally, you're doing this, you know that this doesn't occur all the time. But look at this trap. This is unbelievable. Look at the size of these things. These are phenomenal claws. Look at that. Unbelievable. When you don't have to measure them, you know that's a good haul. Oop. They're so strong. You don't get good leverage on them. And this size claw right here could break your finger off. So if you're new to the videos and you haven't seen them, I've explained that in previous ones, but a claw like this claw right here, you see how it's flat right here and they got that little flat part right there, that's to crush shells and everything. This claw can exert 9,000 pounds per square inch. So they get your finger right here, you've lost your finger. So you really, really, really want to be careful. You know, the bigger ones are a lot easier to grab because you can put your hands around it. The thing that is dangerous are the little ones. When they have a little tiny claw, you know, you try to put your thumb behind it and they can move that thing out real quick and bite you with it. Those aren't going to break your finger off, but it's definitely going to draw some blood. So we're trying to avoid that. We don't want stitches, and we want to keep all our fingers. So I'm going to drop this one, and then I'm going to bring you guys back when I'm getting closer to the end where I've got that other row And those traps usually do very, very well also. And hopefully keep showing you some more crab, and then I'll bring you back at the end, show you what I caught. Hey guys, man, I'm almost out of battery on this camera. Holy moly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm exhausted. I had a rough last, I was gonna bring you guys along for that one row that I told you about. And what a nightmare. I probably wasted an hour today. None of the traps were where they were supposed to be because of the wind. The wind is so strong that it keeps moving and moving and moving the traps. All in all, you have to keep driving around looking in the direction that the wind would blow to see if you could find them. And it's such a waste of time. When you find them, you don't know which one it is. So you got to keep looking, find them, go back to where they should be and start putting them all in the water. And it's a shame because there are a couple of those traps that were loaded. And I'll drop a little B-roll here. I actually put my head cam on. Hopefully it comes out good. I'll show you here when I'm editing. But some of these traps had, 10, 12 claws in it. And I hit a bunch of traps with nothing. And then you keep going, and you hit like a home run with one of them. But I'll show you guys what we caught. We got this bucket here. So this is, close to 30 pounds right here. And we got the Yeti full too. So all in all today, I would say we probably got somewhere in the realm of 60 to 80 pounds. I'll put it here at the end once I take out all the ones that are the floaters, the ones that aren't full of meat. Once we do that, and I'll put it here when I edit. But a lot of big crab today. I feel like it's more than what I had last time, so could be a little bit more, but big crab is what pays you the most. So guys, thank you for watching. If you missed the last video from our second pool, I'll link it at the end of this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.